Two real respectful athletes. I love they come out knowing they're about to punch each other in the face. They don't need to put on the show about it like you and I have discussed in the past.
Yeah. Not much of a feeling out process, though.
That seems to be par for the course in the flex cage. So there we see Steven doing the switching that is so part and parcel of the Bang Muay Thai system. What he showed us in September is a great setup of that left kick by utilizing his switch.
Yeah, both Zihad switching as well. Be interesting to see who's able to exploit this game of inches here. You know, both guys giving each other different looks. Now here's the feeling out process, though.
Exactly. It's like we both kicked each other hard a few times. Let's calm down and figure out how we're going to go about this game.
Well, it's interesting because we didn't see Zihad start switching until very recently, so I think that might have given Steven a little bit of a pause where he's trying to figure out and download some new information.
But it makes you wonder, if he's in the room with other guys who are practitioners of the BMT style, you'd expect that he'd be very versed in seeing someone switching stances in front of him.
It's true.
Ooh.
Very defensively responsible, Steven.
Some of Steven's best work during his previous fight with us was to the body, specifically that left kick. And I found a really nice home for him in his previous opponent.
Both of these guys so far are very kick heavy. Not a lot in the way of setting things up off their punches yet. You see Steven pawing with that jab, but not really committing to it.
This is a chess match for sure. So definitely something that's going to lean on that chess background of Zihad Uddin for sure.
Yeah, a lot of problem solving. You know, it's hard to call out on the adjustment so far.
I was going to say the same thing. This is that was one of those rounds where I'm very happy we're in this chair and not the judge's chair.
Yeah, there wasn't really an exclamation point on that round from either one of those guys yet. So be interested to see as the fight progresses, first who's going to open up more.
Yeah.
You know, both these guys, except for that first exchange, kind of a little bit more reserved after that. But the biggest thing of note so far, not a lot in the way of letting their hands go yet. So I'd like to see who's going to start opening up a little bit more with their hands.
Because hands, we know, will hide and follow those kicks far better, making the kicks that much more effective.
You know, at sometimes they're both mirror images of one another.
Yeah. Now Zihad kind of extending that lead arm, trying to extend his reach, give that longer feel to Steven, even though they are the exact same height.
I like what I'm seeing right now to Steven. You see Steven now feinting and pawing with that jab and then switching stances behind the feint of the paw.
Making the kicks that much more of a surprise when they do come. Nice leg kick from Steven there.
First body shot there was the first level change. Steven, though, has been the aggressor. He's been able to back Zihad up a little bit more.
Exactly.
And that could pay dividends in these tight rounds.
And we can see the contrast in the styles here. In Zihad with more of like that Thai-style round kick where the hip doesn't really commit. And we can see the Dutch-style round kick from Steven where the hips fully commit. You see the back shoulder come all the way to the front.
A little bit busier of a round from both of them, though.
For sure.
Oh, good right hand.
Seems like both men got the same advice from their corner. Busy up, throw a little more.
Zihad's starting to land with that right hand.
Yeah. That's the first real big flurry we've seen from Zihad's hands.
Yeah, it's coming off his counters.
Exactly. I would feel like that success would lead him to want to throw them more, which we know in turn is only going to make his kicks that much more successful.
Right. Interesting first 2 rounds.
Again, I'm really not sure who I could give either of those rounds to.
If you put a gun to my head, I might have to give it to Steven just based on the fact that he was able to back Zihad up more. It wasn't until the last 30 seconds of the round that Zihad started to play his feet and counter a little bit more.
Exactly.
Two in the bag, 3 to go. Interesting contrast here, even in the rest period here, right? You got Zihad on the stool and Steven standing.
Exactly. That's something we see more and more fighters doing, standing between rounds.
Especially kickboxing, right? You know, sometimes if you're getting those legs beat on, when you do take a seat, that blood starts to pool up in those legs.
We were talking about that back in November.
Both Steven and Zihad have both been very defensively responsible, though. Not a lot of mistakes made.
Just solid fundamentals from both guys. Now, I see a couple of times Steven has made the mistake of throwing the naked kick, and Zihad has made him pay for it, letting the hands fly as a counter to the kick.
Very linear fight, though. Neither man really kind of creating too many angles. Beautiful counter.
Exactly. He learned the lesson that he learned the hard way. Answer the kick.
Those little adjustments right there could be the difference in a fight that this evenly contested.
Yeah. Certainly, to this point, a beautiful piece of matchmaking by Chris Machi.
Interesting contrast, too. You know, you see Steven relying more on the straighter punches, really not throwing a lot of hooks, a lot of 1s and 2s straight down the pipe, whereas Zihad is countering a lot with that lead hook. Good slip by Steven. Now, I don't know if it's both of them knowing that it's a 5-round fight, but neither one of them really sitting down on too many of these punches.
Yeah.
You know, they're more just kind of touching strikes, setting things up. Be interesting to see if either one of these guys starts to sit down on their punches more in the championship rounds.
One thing I feel like is Steven has been big time sitting on that leg kick, that outside leg kick. He hasn't thrown any of those as a touch. Every single one of those, full commitment, hips and shoulders coming around, smashing that shin into the thigh.
Championship rounds coming up.
When the tension's so high, I feel like the fight is flying by.
Yeah, you know, it's a weird change of pace, too, from the kickboxing and MMA. You go from 3 to 2-minute rounds.
But again, we haven't seen a completed round in MMA in quite a few fights today.
It's accurate. Fourth out of 5 rounds now. Oh, good right hand from Steven.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
As the rounds have progressed, both these guys have begun to open up more. They've gotten busier and busier as each round has progressed. Oh,
Trade you.
Man.
Nice hook from Steven.
Zihad really set that kick up beautifully. He really got off on an angle very well. Came up high with that kick. But Steven defensively sound. Very responsible. Both these guys have been actually very responsible defensively.
Yeah, really beautiful technique from both guys.
Yeah, very clean fight. And I say that as there's a low blow, but I mean clean in the form of technique.
Because even the kick that landed low was nice technique.
Right.
Zihad really seems to like that counter hook. Yet Steven's right hand seems so glued to his head. I'm not sure what Zihad is seeing to make him want to throw that.
Yeah, well, you see him now using it offensively as well, though. He's been setting up that rear kick off of it.
Yeah, kind of throwing the Dutchie, as they say.
You know, it's really interesting watching this fight as it progresses. The busier they've both gotten and the more they've opened up with their hands as well.
And that's led to kicks landing at a higher clip for sure.
That was the first real good exchange inside the pocket there. Neither man taking a step back. Zihad's been getting a lot busier on that jab as well.
Nice hook there from Steven.
Good right hand from Steven. Caught Zihad on his way out.
Zihad almost throwing that rear leg round kick, almost as like a fadeaway. He kind of like throws it as he's falling back and gets back to distance. So it's made it very hard for Steven to counter.
Yeah, and that's almost part in Steven marching him down and walking him down. And they both come out with that urgency, like as if they know that the fight hangs in the balance here for this round.
Because neither man can really be super confident that they've stolen the fight.
And it really hasn't been an exclamation point. You know, nobody's landed like the bigger blow. Been very evenly contested. Very technical fight.
This is the type of fight that you want to see in a title fight. Great matchmaking, beautiful technique, nice combination.
Oh, big left hand. Steven starting to land there, and he landed that off the level change when he started to attack the body, came up and landed a beautiful lead hook.
I forget if that one was the Boss or the Deckers.
Oh, and there it is again, the same exact combination. Jabbing up high, sticking that two to the body and coming up with the hook up top, and he landed it 2 times.
Man, he has landed the cross and the hook.
Yeah, he's putting the exclamation point on this round now. Steven Quirindongo may be stealing this fight.
Beautiful body work.
Again, landing that lead hook. Oh!
A head kick snuck through there. Man, oh man.
Yeah, Steven he's putting his stamp on this 5th and final round.
And it makes you wonder, he's hitting these shots so cleanly. What's it going to take to even buckle Zihad's legs? Credit to his chin.
Yeah, he's eating them. You can see on his left eye starting to swell up though now.
Yeah. Just a couple seconds left in the fight. Woo.
What a fight.
Wow. That was beautiful.
What a fight to start off the main card here.
Yes. That was an absolute thing of beauty. I think both guys looked incredible. so technical, both guys. Here's some of those great hands we saw from Steven. There's one of those right hand hook combinations. But you see Zihad right in there landing just.
That fifth round was unbelievable.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 3-minute rounds, we go to our judges' scorecard for our decision. Judge A scores the contest 48-47 for the red corner. Judge B scores the contest 48-47 for the blue corner. Judge C scores the contest 48-47 with your winner by split decision, Zihad Uddin.
Scorecards telling the tale of just how tightly contested that fight was. As I said to D-Rock moments ago, I would love to see 5 more rounds of that fight. Chris Machi, feel free to book that fight over and over and over again.
I'm here with your winner, Zihad Uddin. Zihad, tough fight, very, very high technical pace. You had a tough opponent in front of you. What was going through your head in that last round? I felt like the fight hung in that 5th and final round.
First of all, I want to say alhamdulillah, all praise to the Most High. Before I answer the question, I just have one thing to say to people in the audience and everybody that's watching online. We must stand up for injustice around the world because our tax dollars are being used to kill innocent civilians and innocent children around the world. If we have something, when we see injustice, we might fight injustice with our hand. If you can't do it with your hand, then at least speak out against it. And if you can't speak out against it, then at least test it with your heart. Because together, we can make this. And if one of us falls, 1,000 more of us will rise. May the eyes of cowards never sleep. Free Palestine. Also, I just want to say thank you to my coaches, my family and friends, and everybody who supported me throughout the journey. Also, thank you to my opponent, Steve. He's a phenomenal fighter. Shout out to Kaizen. You know, they're a great gym. Steve, thank you for coming from Florida to take this fight. And also, thank you so much, Flex, for having me. Hope to return soon in the future.
Well, I'm sure everybody here would love to see you back in the cage after that fight. It takes 2 to tango. You got to give it up to your opponent, Steven. Amazing fight. You got the strap now. What's next for you?
Hey, listen. My main plan was to come out in November 18th for an MMA fight, but unfortunately that didn't happen. But listen, I know another flex card is coming up. If there's another MMA fight at 125, then give me that 135 title. I'm on for it.
Give it up for your winner, Zihad Uddin.